everyone. Welcome to Math Again After Hours. I just want to give you a quick video about the concept that we learned in class today. I know with some of our technology issues, I had to kind of speed through it. So I just wanted to give you a really quick follow-up here. So today in class, we learned how to write equations in slope-intercept form from two coordinate pairs. We know how to write these equations given a graph. Today, I'm going to review with you how to do so only using two coordinate pairs. So essentially, here's what we looked at today. We were given two coordinate pairs to start. That was your starting point. Your end goal was an equation in slope-intercept form. And we know that within that slope-intercept form, that this is your m value and this is your b value. So really quick, just to recap the steps with you. First step that you want to do is to solve for m using slope formula. And we did that all last week. So if you don't remember what slope formula is, it's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So step one, find slope using slope formula. That is your m value. The next step is that you are going to choose a coordinate pair and substitute that in for your x and your y. It does not matter which one you choose. It can be the first one, it can be the second one. You'll get the same answer no matter what. So like if I went back to this slide here, I could use this x, y value, or I could use this one here. You'll get the same thing. It doesn't matter. All right, so we found m. We plugged in m, and we plugged in an x and y value. You then need to solve for b. So this is your next one. You are solving for b. Okay, and then eventually you'll get b equals some type of value, and you will circle it. You have m, you have b. The very last step is for you to plug that into, oh gosh, sorry, to plug that into your slope-intercept equation with those two values. So you've got y equals mx plus b here. You would take the values that you just calculated and plug it in for m and plug it in for b right here. So let's go through two examples just to kind of put all of those steps into play. All right, so we know that a line passes through the points 1, 4 and 2, 6, and I want you to write a linear function, aka write me an equation in slope-intercept form. So I even have the steps at the bottom of the screen for you just in case you forget. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to solve for m, which is slope. And we're going to do so using slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember our little trick of always writing x1, y1, x2, y2? That'll kind of help us plug into the formula. So when I do that, I've got 6 minus 4 and then 2 minus 1. When you simplify, it's pretty simple subtraction. You're left with 2 over 1, which can simplify to 2. So right now, we solve for m, and we know that m is equal to 2. And I'm going to box that, circle it, so I don't lose it. So I did that. The next thing that you are going to do is you are going to choose a coordinate pair and plug that in for x and y. And again, it doesn't matter which one you use. So we've got y equals mx plus b. All right, well, first of all, I just solved for m, and I know that I can plug in a 2. Then I just need to pick a coordinate pair. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So let's say I'll just use the first one here. So instead of y, I'm going to use my actual y value, which is 4. And instead of x, I'm going to plug in my actual x value, which is 1. I then just need to simplify. So I've got 4 is equal to 2 times 1 is 2 plus b, and then you can subtract 2 to isolate b from both sides, and I'm left with 2 is equal to b. So now I know that m is 2, b is also 2. Your very last step is just to rewrite that into a final equation, which would look like this. And that's it. Let's do one more to make sure that we're all on the same page here. And to move myself over too, because it looks weird as I'm just like looking around here. Okay. All right, so we want to write an equation for a line that passes through these 2 points, -2, 5 and 1, -7. Okay. The very first thing that we need to do is to find slope using slope formula. So we've got m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to go ahead and start by labeling my points underneath as I always do. And then I'm going to plug them in the formula here. So instead of y2 minus y1, I'm going to use my actual values. So -7 minus 5. And then for x2 minus x1, 1 minus -2. Now, when you start to integrate negative signs into your coordinate pairs, let's make sure that we're being very cognizant of our signs because we don't want to overlook those. So if we have -7 take away another 5, you are moving even more negative. That would leave us at -12. And then if you've 1 minus -2, minus a negative turns positive, which means 1 plus 2 is 3. -12 divided by 3 is -4. So m is equal to -4. Okay, we got our m value. Done. Then when we're looking back at slope-intercept form, first of all, I can take out m because I just solved for that. And I'm going to plug that in right here. I then need to pick one of my coordinate pairs to plug in for y and for x. So again, doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just choose the first one. So I'm going to take out my y, and I'm going to plug in a 5 because that's my y value for the coordinate pair. And I'm going to take out my x, and I'm going to plug in -2. Then I know that I'm in the process of solving for b. Okay, I already plugged that in. So I'm now in the process of solving for b. -4 times -2 is a positive 8. So I've got 5 is equal to 8 plus b. I want to isolate b here, which means I'm going to move the 8 to the other side using inverse operations. So -8 minus 8. 5 take away 8 is a -3, and I know -3 is equal to b. All right, most important part here. You solve for m, you solve for b. Now you need to put it together into one concise equation. So you would have y is equal to -4x minus 3. You filled in your m value and you filled in your b value. All right, friends, hopefully that helps. And then you can work on those 4 Schoology problems for me, and then we do Wednesday night at 11:59. I'm just going to talk through the steps one more time, and then I'll leave you alone. All right, when you are given 2 coordinate pairs and you are asked to write an equation in slope-intercept form, there's about 4 steps you need to go through. Number 1, you're going to find slope using slope formula. That will be your m value. As soon as you have your m value, you can plug that in. Then you need to pick one of your coordinate pairs, and it doesn't matter which one, and plug that in for y and for x so that we can solve for b. We really need our m, we really need our b. Once you've got m and once you've solved for b, you can write that into an equation. And notice that the highlighted parts are where you'll fill into. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that that helps you. If you have questions, message me. Enjoy your 2 days off, but I will miss you. All right, bye everybody.